Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Vinny. And man, oh man, I have not been this conflicted in a while. Okay. We got one of Michael Burry's 13F filings today. On one hand, he sold Alibaba, one of our favorite stocks. We're going to talk about it. But we have the king of the short back, maybe. We haven't seen this in a little while where he's like all in on the downside. So we're going to look at the actual 13F filing here in a second. Okay.
All in.
So yeah, yeah. This is Whale Wisdom. It's a good website for looking at some of these like super investor portfolios. His company is called Scion Asset Management. In case you didn't know that, Scion, warning of the end of the world that was not listened to. That's really his identity, and that's who he certainly trades like sometimes. They give you like a quick highlight here, but I usually kind of skip right past this page and go to see all holdings, so you can actually see like all the individual names here. So if you notice, we'll go right down to the red section first. Basically, he just sold everything.
Yeah.
He was really kind of loading up on China, tech, China tech companies for a while. Alibaba stock, one of our favorites, just reported earnings this week. We're going to do a separate video tomorrow about that. But he closed out the entire position. He had trimmed it back 25% the filing before this. JD, one of their major competitors, also gone. Pinduoduo, another one, also gone. But if you look at this, not only did he sell those, he loaded up on put contracts for these Chinese companies, BABA, Pinduoduo, JD, and Baidu actually down here. And then NVIDIA, that's like the big one, right? He hasn't
Yeah.
had really NVIDIA traded, I think, in a while that I can remember. Not off the
No,
top of my head.
no, it hasn't. It's been a while. And we're going to show the timeline for these because this is a unique 13F in that I actually think these positions are not accurate anymore because of the timing of what's happened. He's very quick to take profit. He's a smart
Yeah.
dude. I would be surprised if he hasn't already taken all of the profit, and these are completely wrong, if I'm being honest.
I I could see that as well. So, for those of you who don't know, 13F filing is a quarterly requirement here in the US, and they must list all of the equities and option contracts they have as of the closing of the quarter. So, these are his positions as of March 31st, which is the end of the first quarter. He doesn't have to report it until 45 days after the closing of the quarter, which is why we're just getting this information now.
Yeah.
So, it's significantly delayed. There's, that month and a half there backlog. So we're going to look at the charts and see how this timing worked up as far as what happened after the 31st when we know he held these, and to see where maybe he got out.
So the time of the quarter starts from this date. This is just the Qs. All right. From this date to right here. Okay. March 31st. Now, right before this, we're just going to go to BABA. I am knowing him, usually he times this pretty well. I'm going to suspect that he ended and did puts around here because BABA, this is quite the run up for BABA. This is pretty wild. So all we know is that as of this date, he was still holding the put. I would be shocked if he did not take profit on this. Because when you have options, it's not just the fact that the price went down, it's the fact that the price went down in incredibly high volume. You have the value of the option skyrockets.
Mm-hmm.
I would be shocked if he did not take like 80%, a lot of profit. I mean, you're going logically towards a 200 moving average in this. It hit. There's, in my opinion, a low likelihood that he did not take substantial amount of profit.
Mm-hmm.
Same for right here. So once again, this is where we know he had it somewhere in between here. No way did he not take something here. And I
Okay.
get it. It came back up quickly, but this is so low, guys. I mean, this is, if you just take the average price from here to here, let's just say he's at, 120. This is 87 and it's an option. Dude, he took that.
Yeah.
That's, I would be very surprised if he still had these options. So usually when we look at these 13Fs, there's like a little bit of difference in between each one. I would be surprised if the next 13F, it's not completely different.
Yeah. I mean, that makes good sense. I mean, it looks like from a timing perspective that he was positioned variously at the right time for the market, put it that way. So definitely right in that aspect. Personally, like I said, we're going to do some video on BABA earnings, but I don't know if it's a long term play. It still makes more sense to me, but I don't see these positions being held very long. The unfortunate thing is when you have options, they don't tell us the strike, they don't tell us the expiration date, none of that stuff. All we know is that he held put contracts for this many underlying shares, so it's a little too superficial in terms of the information now that they have to disclose. But yeah, I agree. I strongly suspect all these positions will be gone on the next 13F filing.
Yeah. I think, usually he's early. I think he probably timed it unbelievably well. I think he did a great job. He probably saw the change of the hands with Trump and the whole tariff war. So I'm going to guess he made bank. I'm going to guess none of these positions are accurate. I know that there's like a lot of YouTube channels who are going, all right, short all these China stocks because it's like a clicky thing, or short NVIDIA.
Yeah.
I think it's very unlikely he still has these options.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the short NVIDIA too. I think of Charlie Munger. This is a stock that I would not even consider shorting
No,
there, right? Because
not worth it.
there's so much momentum and power behind there, and it legitimately is a fantastic company. So that's my thought.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let us know what you think if he's still holding these positions. If not, and man, what a change from Burry. Like just the balls on that to pull that move and then to have it work. Crazy, dude. All right, guys.
Agreed. Here's the next one.